Most people see bodybuilders and think about muscles, protein shakes, and endless hours in the gym. But there's a hidden story that nobody talks about. A story about how the same discipline that builds championship physiques also builds million-dollar bank accounts. This isn't about luck or celebrity status. This is about a systematic approach to turning sweat equity into actual equity. The transformation happens in the mind first, then in the body, and finally in the bank account. Every successful bodybuilder who has crossed the million-dollar threshold will tell you the same thing. The gym was never just about the gym. It was a laboratory for testing willpower, consistency, and strategic thinking. These are the exact same qualities that separate struggling entrepreneurs from wealthy business owners. Consider the morning routine of a championship bodybuilder. They wake up at 5 in the morning when their competitors are still sleeping. They consume precisely measured meals at exact times throughout the day. They track every single repetition, every calorie, every gram of protein. This isn't obsession. This is data-driven decision-making. And when you apply this same methodology to business and investing, the results become inevitable. Arnold Schwarzenegger understood this principle before anyone else. Most people know him as a movie star or a politician, but his first fortune came from a completely different source. At just 25 years old, Arnold became a millionaire through real estate investing. This happened years before his first major film role. He took the prize money from bodybuilding competitions, and instead of buying expensive cars or luxury items, he invested every dollar into apartment buildings. While other athletes celebrated their victories with champagne and parties, Arnold was studying property values and negotiating deals with landlords. The discipline he developed through bodybuilding gave him an unfair advantage in business. When everyone else was giving up after their first failed investment, Arnold kept pushing. When market conditions looked terrible, he saw opportunity. The same mental toughness that allowed him to complete one more repetition when his muscles were screaming allowed him to hold investments when everyone else was panic selling. Today, his net worth exceeds $1.1 billion. That's billion with a B. And it all started with the discipline learned from lifting weights. But Arnold isn't the only bodybuilder who cracked the wealth code. Jay Cutler, a 4-time Mr. Olympia champion, built a $30 million fortune by understanding a fundamental business principle. People don't just buy products, they buy transformations. Jay created Cutler Nutrition, a supplement line that didn't just sell protein powder. It sold the promise of achieving a championship physique. He launched Cutler Athletics, an apparel brand that made customers feel like champions when they wore his gear. And he invested heavily in real estate, diversifying his income streams so he never depended on a single source of revenue. The pattern becomes clear when you study enough successful bodybuilders. They treat their brand like a business asset. They understand that their physique is their marketing material. Every Instagram post, every YouTube video, every public appearance is a calculated business decision designed to increase their market value. This isn't vanity. This is strategic brand management at the highest level. Rich Gaspari took a different approach, but achieved similar results. After retiring from competitive bodybuilding, he launched Gaspari Nutrition and grew it into a $90 million empire. He understood that supplement companies aren't really selling supplements. They're selling hope, transformation, and the dream of a better body. His products became bestsellers not because they contained magic ingredients, but because Rich built trust through decades of demonstrating discipline and results. The coaching industry represents one of the most accessible paths for bodybuilders to build wealth. The average bodybuilding coach in the United States earns around $67,000 per year. But that's just average. The top-tier coaches who understand business principles earn 6 figures or more annually. Online personal training has created opportunities that didn't exist 10 years ago. coaches can now charge between $50 and $200 per session without the overhead costs of a physical gym. 1 in 5 personal trainers earns $75,000 or more each year. 1 in 10 crosses the six-figure threshold. The mathematics of coaching income becomes compelling when you understand leverage. A bodybuilder working one-on-one sessions is trading time for money. But a bodybuilder who creates online training programs, group coaching memberships, and digital products has broken free from the time for money trap. They can serve hundreds or thousands of clients simultaneously. The same workout program that took 10 hours to create can be sold infinitely without additional work. This is how discipline transforms into passive income. Social media has amplified these opportunities exponentially. A bodybuilder with 100,000 engaged followers has more marketing power than a television commercial. Sponsorship deals, affiliate marketing, and brand partnerships create income streams that didn't exist in previous generations. But here's the critical insight that separates wealthy bodybuilders from broke ones. Followers don't pay bills. Engagement doesn't create wealth. You need a monetization strategy that converts attention into revenue. The successful bodybuilders treat their social media like a sales funnel. Free content builds trust and demonstrates expertise. Mid-level products like ebooks and training guides convert casual followers into paying customers. Premium services like one-on-one coaching and exclusive memberships extract maximum value from serious clients. Each level serves a purpose in the overall wealth-building strategy. Supplement companies represent another massive opportunity. The global sports nutrition market is worth billions of dollars and continues growing every year. Bodybuilders who launch their own supplement lines benefit from multiple advantages. They have built-in credibility because they've transformed their own bodies. They have direct access to their target market through social media. And they understand the products intimately because they've used them for years. But starting a supplement company requires significant capital and business knowledge. The smart bodybuilders partner with existing manufacturers, negotiate favorable terms, and focus their energy on marketing and brand building, rather than product formulation. This allows them to enter the market quickly without the risks and costs of building manufacturing infrastructure. Real estate investment appears repeatedly in the success stories of wealthy bodybuilders. There's a logical reason for this pattern. Bodybuilding teaches long-term thinking. You don't build a championship physique in 3 months. You commit to years of consistent effort with delayed gratification. Real estate operates on the same timeline. Property values appreciate over years and decades, not days or weeks. The bodybuilder who can wait 5 years to see their biceps peak has the patience to wait 5 years for a property to double in value. The wealth-building strategy becomes even more powerful when you combine multiple income streams. A successful bodybuilder might earn money from competition prize winnings, supplement sponsorships, online coaching programs, YouTube ad revenue, affiliate marketing, their own supplement line, apparel sales, seminar appearances, and real estate investments. If one stream dries up, 8 others continue flowing. This diversification creates financial security that a single income source never could. The mindset component cannot be overstated. Wealthy bodybuilders share a common psychological trait. They embrace discomfort as a signal of growth. When a workout becomes easy, they add more weight. When a business strategy becomes comfortable, they expand into new territory. They understand that comfort is the enemy of progress. This willingness to operate outside their comfort zone accelerates both physical and financial results. Goal setting in bodybuilding translates directly to wealth building. A bodybuilder doesn't walk into the gym hoping to get bigger. They have specific targets. Gain 5 pounds of muscle by this date. Increase bench press by 20 pounds within 3 months. Reduce body fat to 8% before competition. These concrete, measurable goals create accountability and progress tracking. Apply the same methodology to finances and wealth becomes inevitable. Save $10,000 by year end. Launch online coaching program by next quarter. Achieve $50,000 in passive income within 2 years. The tracking and measurement habits of bodybuilders create another advantage. They log every workout, track every meal, photograph their physiques weekly to monitor progress. This data-driven approach reveals patterns that intuition misses. In business, this translates to tracking revenue, monitoring conversion rates, analyzing customer acquisition costs, and measuring return on investment. You cannot improve what you do not measure. Bodybuilders understand this instinctively. Recovery and rest days in bodybuilding teach an important business lesson. Growth doesn't happen during the workout. Growth happens during recovery. The same principle applies to business. The hustle culture that glorifies working 20-hour days leads to burnout, not wealth. Strategic rest, delegation, and building systems that work without constant intervention create sustainable wealth. The bodybuilder who overtrains gets injured and loses progress. The entrepreneur who never rests makes poor decisions and destroys their business. Mentorship plays a crucial role in both bodybuilding and wealth building. Every successful bodybuilder learned from someone who achieved results before them. They didn't try to figure everything out alone. They invested in coaching, studied successful competitors, and applied proven strategies. The same approach accelerates financial success. Learning from bodybuilders who have already built million-dollar businesses saves years of trial and error. The compound effect of discipline creates exponential results over time. A bodybuilder who improves their physique by 1% each week doesn't notice dramatic changes daily. But after 1 year, they've transformed completely. Wealth building follows identical mathematics. Small, consistent actions compound into life-changing results. Investing $500 monthly seems insignificant. But with compound returns over 20 years, it becomes hundreds of thousands of dollars. Competition creates excellence in bodybuilding and business. Standing on stage next to other champions pushes bodybuilders to achieve levels they never would alone. Surrounding yourself with other ambitious entrepreneurs creates the same effect. Your standards rise to match your environment. This is why wealthy bodybuilders intentionally associate with other high achievers rather than people who accept mediocrity. The public accountability of bodybuilding competitions creates powerful motivation. When you've announced on social media that you're competing in 3 months, quitting becomes embarrassing. This same principle applies to business goals. Public commitment creates pressure that private goals never generate. Announcing your coaching program launch date or business revenue targets creates accountability that drives action. Physical transformation proves to clients that you can create results. This credibility is priceless in the coaching industry. A skinny personal trainer telling people how to build muscle lacks authority. A championship bodybuilder with documented transformation photos has instant credibility. This visual proof of discipline and results-getting ability transfers directly to trustworthiness in business advice. The journey from discipline to millions isn't complicated, but it requires unwavering consistency. It starts with developing discipline through physical training. That discipline then extends to business decisions, financial management, and strategic thinking. Income streams are built systematically, diversified strategically, and scaled ruthlessly. The same person who can force themselves to complete a brutal workout when they feel exhausted can force themselves to make sales calls when they feel rejected. The same person who tracks macros religiously can track business metrics obsessively. This is the hidden truth about bodybuilders who become millionaires. The millions weren't the goal. The millions were the inevitable result of applying championship-level discipline to every area of life. The gym was never just about building muscle. It was about building the mental and emotional capacity to achieve anything. And when that level of discipline meets business opportunity, wealth becomes not a possibility, but a certainty. The question isn't whether discipline creates millions. The question is whether you have enough discipline to find out.